You know what's fascinating? Right now, millions of men are sitting in silence while their partner screams at them about something that happened 3 years ago. They're being told they're wrong for things they didn't do, apologizing for thoughts they never had, and somehow losing arguments about their own feelings. And when these men finally say, "I'm done," society acts shocked. Where have all the good men gone? They're gone. They checked out. They realized the game is rigged. Let me explain why so many men are walking away from relationships entirely, and why the number keeps growing every single day. Here's a test that reveals everything. Next time you're in an argument with a woman, try to identify what you're actually arguing about. I guarantee you can't, because it started about dishes, moved to her mother, jumped to that time in 2019, circled back to your tone, and somehow ended with you apologizing for her feelings. This isn't accidental. This isn't how women strategy. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. The female emotionality is strategic behavior, is something most men never recognize. You think she's just upset, just emotional, just needs to vent. But watch the pattern. The tears come exactly when you're making a valid point. The anger erupts precisely when you ask for accountability. The confusion happens right when you need a straight answer. It's not random, it's tactical. And it works because you've been programmed to see female emotion as authentic rather than strategic. I had a client whose girlfriend would cry every time he brought up her spending. Every single time he'd show bank statements, she'd cry. He'd mention budget tiers. He'd ask about the credit card, waterworks. For 2 years, he never finished a financial conversation because he was too busy comforting her. She spent them into $30,000 of debt. A buddy of mine recorded an argument with his ex, legal in his state, played it back for me. In 20 minutes, she changed topics 14 times. 14. He tried to address each one, but before he could finish, she jumped to something else. By the end, he was apologizing, and neither of us could figure out what for. That's not communication. That's combat, designed to look like conversation. The hidden belief systems that define control run deeper than most men realize. There are these unspoken rules, these myths that modern relationships operate on. And if you don't know them, you're already losing. These aren't written anywhere, never explicitly stated, but they govern everything. And questioning them, that makes you the bad guy. The first myth, the mind-reading expectation, is absolutely insane when you think about it. She expects you to know what she wants without telling you. Communication. And when you don't care enough to pay attention. It's a game where the rules are secret, the goalposts move, and losing is guaranteed. Think about this. If you went to work and your boss expected you to complete tasks without telling you what they were, then fired you for not doing them, that would be considered insane. But in relationships, That's just Tuesday. If you loved me, you'd know. No, if you loved me, you'd tell me. But that's logical, and logic has no place here. The second myth, emotional supremacy, is even more destructive. Her feelings aren't just valid, they're facts. She feels disrespected. Then you disrespected her. Regardless of your intent, she feels unloved. Then you don't love her. Regardless of your actions, her emotions become reality, and reality becomes negotiable. You're not discussing what happened anymore. You're discussing how she felt about what she thinks happened. I counseled a man whose wife accused him of having an affair because she felt like he was cheating. No evidence, no suspicious behavior. She just felt it. And in her mind, her feeling was proof enough. He had to prove his innocence against her feeling. How do you disprove a feeling? You can't. That's the point. It's unfalsifiable accusation, disguised as intuition. The third myth, double standards in emotional expression, is the most obvious, yet most accepted. She can scream, throw things, say the most vicious words imaginable. That's just expressing herself. You raise your voice once, you're aggressive, dangerous, abusive. She can have a mental breakdown monthly. That's hormones. You have one bad day, you're unstable and need therapy. A client's wife, stop. She called the police saying she felt threatened. He was removed from his own home. She destroyed property and assaulted him. But his raised voice was the crime. This isn't an anomaly. This is the system working as designed. The cultural reinforcement of female victimhood is everywhere. Every movie, every show, every article reinforces the same message. Women's emotions are valid. Men's are toxic. Women's anger is empowerment. Men's anger is abuse. Women's tears are authentic. Men's tears are manipulation. The entire culture is structured to validate female emotion while pathizing male emotion. Social media amplifies this exponentially. A woman posts about feeling sad. Hundreds of comments offering support. A man posts about feeling sad. Man up.